A day at the beach. It is fun to go to the beach on a summer morning. We carry a picnic basket and a cooler. We take folding chairs and towels to lie on, and an umbrella to shade us from too much sun. We'll spend the whole day at the beach. The first thing we do is dash into the ocean. We swim and splash and pretend to be whales spouting water. The lifeguard watches for big waves and for swimmers who have gone too far out to sea. When we are tired of swimming, we play in the sand. We dig a tunnel until our fingers meet. We bury each other under mountains of sand with only a head and a toe sticking out. It is fun to build a castle in the wet sand. We use our pails to make towers, and we scoop out sand to make a moat. When the water comes close, it fills the moat and surrounds our castle. Suddenly a big wave comes and washes everything away. The castle, the mountain, the tunnel, even our pail. But another wave brings the pail right back. Waves bring all sorts of things to the beach. Sea glass and bottles, shells and smooth stones, and beautiful pieces of driftwood. Twice a day the tide flows in and the water covers most of the sand. When the tide goes out, the beach is wide again. Now it's lunchtime, the best time of all. Yep. Our sandwiches taste better than they do at home, even if they have a little sand in them. The hot sun makes us thirsty, so we drink cold lemonade from paper cups. We can't go into the water right after eating, but we can take our pails and go for a walk. Over by the sand dunes, away from the water, people toss frisbees back and forth. Others are flying kites on long strings. There are no trees to get in the way. We find some rocks covered with seaweed. They look like funny, shaggy animals sitting in the water. The tide has gone out, leaving all kinds of plants and animals along the shore. These need seawater to stay alive, but they can spend some time on the beach. What is that thing? Is it a starfish? Ooh, we're going to find out. Yay! A starfish is a sea animal that looks like a star, but it isn't really a fish. If it lies on the sand too long, it dies, and its thin, spiny skin dries out. Then we can take the dried starfish home. Seaweeds are plants that live in the sea. This one is sea lettuce. Looks like lettuce. Lettuce from the sea. Rockweed grows on rocks underwater, but when the waves wash it ashore, we like to pop the little balloons that grow on the long, brown, rubbery stems. Never heard of rockweed. A fiddler crab plays the fiddle, moves its claw back and forth like a man who is playing the fiddle. Guess that's where it's got its name. Watch out! That claw can pinch you. Barnacles attach themselves to rocks. Their hard white shells look like little tents. But inside each shell is a soft animal that eats tiny, invisible plants of the sea. Weird. This strange-looking creature, what we saw on the other page, is a harmless horseshoe crab. It is related to the spider family and has 8 legs for walking. It isn't a true crab at all. Horseshoe crabs lived on the earth even before the time of the dinosaurs. The waves have piled seaweed on the beach. We use it for long hair and curly beards. When the tide went out, it left this shallow tide pool behind. Wiggly little fish are trapped there until the tide comes back. We can see many things in the shallow pool. A school of minnows is swimming here. They change direction in a flash, turning all at once. Barnacles wave feathery brushes that pick up food from the water. A crab hides under a stone. The crab is hiding. Snails crawl in the bottom of the tide pool, leaving squiggly trails behind them. One snail seems to have claws, but it is not a snail. It is a tiny hermit crab. To protect itself from enemies, a snail curls up inside its shell and shuts the opening with a trapdoor. The hermit crab has a soft body. It lives inside empty shells to keep other animals from eating it. As the hermit crab grows bigger, it moves into bigger shells. We have walked so far down the beach that we are the only people around. It's getting late and the seabirds have become very bold. Sandpipers run along the water's edge. Seagulls glide on air currents in the sky, barely moving their wings. Terns fly along with their heads down looking for food. A skimmer flies close to the water with its beak open, scooping up fish. As we start to walk back, we watch a seagull pick up a clam and drop it on a rock. The shell breaks open and the gull eats the soft animal inside.